These fist bump by US President Joe Biden and the Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman has been widely denounced, especially since Biden once said the kingdom should be a pariah on the world stage following the murder of the journalist Jamal Khashoggi in 2018. But energy and security interests have prompted Biden and his advisors not to isolate the Gulf oil giant that has been fortifying ties with Russia and China.
Saudi Arabia will also partner with us on a far-reaching clean energy initiative focused on green hydrogen, solar, carbon capture, nuclear, and other projects to accelerate the world's clean energy transition and to help the U.S. clean energy industry set global standards. And fifth, we had a good discussion on ensuring global energy security and adequate oil supplies to support global economic growth. And that will begin shortly. I'm doing all I can to increase the supply for the United States of America, which I expect to happen. The Saudis share that urgency, and based on our discussions today, I expect we'll see further steps in the coming weeks.
Biden insists he was not going to be silent on human rights issues. U.S. intelligence indicated that the Crown Prince directly approved the murder of Khashoggi, a Saudi insider turned critic.
We discussed human rights and the need for political reform. As I always do, I made clear that the topic was vitally important to me and to the United States. With respect to the murder of Khashoggi, I raised it at the top of the meeting, making it clear what I thought of it at the time and what I think of it now. And I was straightforward and direct in discussing it. I made my view crystal clear. I said very straightforwardly, for an American president to be silent on an issue of human rights, is this inconsistent with who we are and who I am?
But one of the reasons why Biden went to Jeddah was his ambition to increase oil supply to global markets from the kingdom.
The United States understands that Saudi Arabia continues to be an incredibly important player in the global energy market, and that Saudi Arabia leads OPEC. They are in the driver's seat. I think they would like to see more oil coming out of OPEC. And, Saudi Arabia, UAE are sort of the two countries that have some spare capacity. I don't think enough spare capacity to really make a significant difference in terms of the price that Americans would be paying at the gas pumps.
It's also been a very busy week for the Crown Prince as he hosted the Jeddah Security and Development Summit. The event was attended by the US, Gulf countries and the Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. Biden says the US will remain an active and engaged partner in the Middle East.
The United States is clear-eyed about the challenges in the Middle East and about where we have the greatest capacity to help drive positive outcomes. Our objectives are focused, realistic and achievable, so that we can target our resources, rebuild trust, and deliver real results. And we will operate in the context of the Middle East as it is today, a region more united than it has been in years. The GCC is a prime example of that. Former rivals reestablished diplomatic and economic ties.
Meanwhile, Saudi's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman says unified efforts are required to support the fragile global economy.
Unrealistic energy policies to decrease emissions by eliminating main energy sources without taking into consideration the effects of these policies on the society, economy, sustainability, and global supply will lead in the upcoming year to inflation and increase in oil prices.
This is what he had to say on the energy crisis.
The kingdom will do its role in this regard oil and gas production, as it announced increasing its production capacities to 13 million barrels per day. But the kingdom will no longer be able to increase the production furthermore.
The US president has stressed that they will not walk away from the Middle East and leave a vacuum to be filled by China, Russia or Iran. Khayelihle Khumalo, SABC News, Johannesburg.